Yo, what's good, guys? Saucy Whips here with your UK medical bits. Today I'm joined with Mr. Fudger. Mr. Fudge, how we doing, brother?
Yes. Hello, Mr. Saucy West. Thank you for having me on. I am getting over a disgraceful cold slash flu slash COVID, whatever you want to call it. I'm on the mend. Life's good. The sun's shining. I can't ask for much more, if I'm honest.
Exactly. What more can we really ask for? Well, I hope you're feeling a bit
Exactly.
better now, brother. And
Thank you. I appreciate it.
you're on the mend. So, a bit about our backstory. I met you out in Dam on a random night one night, and
Yeah.
you told me a bit about what you do back in the UK, and I was very interested in it. And I thought, well, what better way to have a little chat and get some more information and spread the word out there, brother, because I think it's wonderful what you're doing. And
Appreciate it,
yeah,
man.
so let's get started basically with so what is it that you actually provide and do for the cannabis community?
So basically, we're a one-stop shop here for vapes, edibles, and mainly things to cook with for people just to take their medicine and basically consume cannabis in an easier way, sometimes in a less smelly way, because people are a lot conscious about that, and just really helping people control their cannabis intake,
Yeah,
as well as getting dosages correct for them, and just providing alternatives. It doesn't have to be stinky, smelly flour all the time. You can sit at home and have something in a cup of tea. You can have a bar of chocolate. You can have
yeah,
some sweets. And we're here to create those goodies because that's what we love doing. But also to
yeah.
provide information and help people and work with people on a one-on-one. And that's what we really love enjoying doing is tailoring our products to you, the people,
That's
and
wonderful, man.
helping you. And that's the most important part for us is working alongside our customers. So we have a base of what our products are, what's in them, but we're always happy to adapt and adjust those. So we're happy to take away if you feel something's too strong. But on the flip side, if you have a real high tolerance to something, we're also happy to add things in and make it a lot more
Wicked,
easier. So yeah, in a short way, we're a one-stop shop for things to help people consume their cannabis products.
wicked, man. Do you know what? It's weird because so my wife, she doesn't smoke cannabis. She's a bit anti-cannabis. I'm currently documenting her journey through her a journey into cannabis, should I say? So she doesn't smoke it. So it's interesting. Tried to put her on the edible front sort of aspect of the situation. So it's good because she's got a sort of she's got a low tolerance. So anything that I sort of make myself, just for my own personal use, it would knock her for six. So it's
Yeah.
great that you sort of appealed. I don't know the word. What would the word be? Sorry, buzzing.
No, you're all good.
Uh,
Yeah, it's like we are an appeal for the less experienced cannabis users, as such,
yeah,
or someone that's not looking just to get blown at, get their head blown away. Because as much as I may enjoy that, or I may use that for a pain relief mechanism, the point is not everybody wants that. And again, not
yeah,
everybody wants to smoke. I mean, we were really born sort of out of lockdown. When the Highest Fudge page started, there were two of us that were doing it, and I had no control. I wasn't involved in any of the making of anything. So when I joined it, I came on because I was in a bit of a crossroads in my life, and I wanted to get into social media management.
yeah,
Um, Found that I spent most of my day sitting scrolling and whatnot. So I thought, how can I put this to good use? So I had a friend at the time who had just started making edibles and selling them. So I decided to run his Instagram page and just helped him from that way, sort of try and grow. Um, we then sort of just started going into lockdown. He had a couple of children, decided to step away from it. And I decided to put my knowledge of working 15 years into hospitality and my passion of cannabis and sort of learn, help and grow everyone. 4 years later, I've got a great core of people that I work with that's forever growing.
yeah,
And yeah, it's just important to work with people because if lockdown taught me anything, is that there are more people than I ever imagined that consume cannabis for different ways and from all different walks of life. Um,
yeah.
but not everybody wants to smoke, and I completely respect that, and that's why we're here to help people. that don't
Yeah.
want to
No,
go down
no,
that smoking
100%.
option all the time.
Yeah. I'm just like in awe of what you do. It's amazing because like I've got the same sort of drive and passion for cannabis. But again, I've not got the sort of talents that of the hospitality. I've sort of mechanical my life. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
that doesn't really help.
I'm very lucky. I'm naturally I'm very good with food, and I've made a career out of working with food. And then a sort of a
Mm,
light bulb went off one day of why don't I mix my passion with my work?
yeah,
And it feels, I generally feel like Willy Wonka most days when I'm standing in my
I've
kitchen for
seen the
six,
Instagram
seven
post, my
hours
friend.
creating
I've
things.
seen the
It
Instagram
just
post.
feels so much fun. It's That's what I enjoy doing, but it's a challenge. Um,
Yeah,
a challenge that sometimes I can't always eat my mistakes.
yeah,
And I do have to watch the waistline sometimes. But
yeah,
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 that's what that's the main aim here is to help people in any way, but also give them information. A big dream of mine one day is to help people and inform them of things and why cannabis does this, how it can help you, but also reasonings
yeah.
behind it. This is a plant that we have evolved with for over 2,000 years as human beings. We have,
Exactly, my friend.
you can find seeds, dated from, Chinese tombs from years and years and years back.
Yeah,
So this is something we've co-evolved with for years. And now we're really starting to engineer this plant to help us. And
yeah.
it's incredible. It's incredible.
Well, it is. But it just feels like you said, it's been around for thousands of years, and it still feels very much socially incorrect. Does that make
It
sense?
does. It
In
does,
the
yeah.
fact,
I think that's the powers that be above that make us feel like
I,
that,
I do agree as well, and hence why I believe in an education system now that we shouldn't be using the word drugs and cannabis in the same sentence. It
So,
is a medicine.
totally agree
It
with
is
you.
something that is well in a community of cannabis users. It is socially recognized as a useful medicine.
It is a
Um,
medicine. Yeah, 100% agree with you. 100% agree with you. It's a medicine.
and
It helps
it's
me
more the
when helps me when after I play sports, my body's inflamed, etc. It helps me relax. I'm quite a tall person. I'm 6'4". I get back issues quite a lot. It
yeah,
helps me, and I've been to the doctors with my back problems before, and all they've done is just fed me tramadol. That's no
Tramadol,
good for me.
naproxen.
Yeah, that's no good for me. I take 2 tramadol. I'm done for the day. I
Yeah,
don't know what world I'm living in half the time, and it
same
might
here,
numb
my
my
friend.
pain, but I can't do anything
one
with it.
one one tramadol and that's it. I'm flat on my back and I can't move and I don't know when I'm gonna wake up.
Yeah, it's
And that's
horrible
just
stuff.
one.
Horrible stuff.
That's
Yeah,
one.
horrid stuff. And yeah,
So,
just learning that I can have this from a plant. This medical relief is something that
yeah.
I'm so grateful for. I will have to apologise in advance because my cats may run across this screen. I've got
Don't
one
worry about
sitting
that.
around
My cat's sitting next to me on the bench.
me. Mine's checking out the other laptop at the moment. The noisy one's
Nah,
got to
you're
sit down, but they
so
may
what I
come
was
to
gonna
me.
ask, what is it you use in your product? Is it the resin? Is it like the flour? Is it like what is it?
Depending on product and what we're
Yeah.
making, it's depending on what we use. So we use primarily distillate in our product, which comes tested, which is very important to us. So we know the THCA count, the CBN count in it, the CBD, the CBDA, and the CBG count.
Oh, wicked.
That's important to me
Yeah,
because I need to know what's in my product before I give it to anyone else. First of all,
exactly.
we do use flour as well. Flour I use for butter.
Yeah,
We also use in a lean sort of drink, which will be making a comeback to our menu in and around the summertime. Um,
yeah.
and our flour only comes from one person who we know
Okay.
grows it and dries it. So we work,
So you
you
know
know,
exactly what's in it.
direct. I only work with 2 people to get
Yep.
2 different products. That is that. There is no compromise. If I
No.
can't get hold of a product, we don't sell it. We sit on our
Yeah.
asses, and that's that. It's as simple as that. So primarily we use those 2. Um, Distillate we like to use more because it is odorless, it is tasteless. We can
Yeah.
control it a lot more better, down to right down to the milligrams with that. So yeah, primarily with that. those are the two products that we use. We have looked into other options. We
Yeah,
used to use RSO before. In
yeah,
some of our products, however, RSO is a very, very expensive product for people to make.
yeah.
If people understood the amount that went into RSO to what you get back out of it, it
Mhm.
sort of really justifies the price. And I know someone that does make it, he only makes it for people that are going through cancer now. That's just as simple as that. He's not in it to make money. It goes out to cancer people, cancer
Yeah,
treatment, and that's
but
that. So yeah,
that-
they're the two products that we use here in house that we're comfortable using.
yeah. So is it a big setup that you got? Is it just like do you have a team of employees? Do you have is it just yourself looking after every single
So
aspect?
basically, it's myself, and I
Your little
have.
baby.
So yeah, it's my own little baby now, which it has been for the last 4 years. But I'm very, very lucky that one of my best friends is. He's been a cannabis user for longer than 20 odd years. He
Yeah,
works for a hospitality company, who he works on their board, believe it or not. I'm not going to obviously reveal any names,
yeah. No, you're all good.
but he advises me very well and helps me. His company turns over millions and millions a year that he works for, so I get a nice helping hand when it comes to business ideas, but
Yeah,
mainly ideas. How people are spending their money. Because times are tight at the moment, and I understand not
okay.
everyone can afford their medicine and whatnot. So it's good to have an idea of what the general populace are doing and not just my small bubble. And that may
Yeah,
be outside of cannabis, but learning the spending habits of people around the country enables me as a vendor, as someone that helps people to not only itemize my products correctly, but
yeah,
see the bigger picture as such.
yeah,
It's literally been myself for quite a while now. And obviously, I do get a helping hand from my friend from time to
yeah,
time, but I like to keep it in house. That way, it's more of a quality control thing. Some days
yeah,
it
yeah.
is struggle, I, I can spend up to 14 hours a day in the kitchen some days trying to get things for it done.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy it. However, there is a reward side to that. I get to help people, and I have quite a flexible living situation. So
Yeah,
I enjoy
yeah, I
what I
understand
do.
that part.
I enjoy
Just,
what I do.
so, just a quick random question, like with medicine and edibles as such. Um, I'm surprised that there isn't edibles on the medicine market. So I'm obviously with Cantourage Clinic, and they give me an option of a menu every month where I can either choose flour, I can choose oils, or I can choose like vapes. Um, and the options I have with that is there's no edible. So if I didn't smoke it and I wanted to have an edible, I have to make the whole process myself. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm just saying I'm surprised that there isn't an edible option on a medical
I'm
menu.
very
Does
surprised
that
at
make
that as
sense?
well. Considering the world is going to a smoke-free way, you would think that's something they would drive.
Yeah,
However, if you speak to 99% of cannabis users who have had taken edibles, they will all describe the same
yeah.
situation where I took an edible, I didn't feel anything, I then took more, and I was out on my ass. So there is this real fear of it, and I honestly
That's a really
believe
good plan, though.
if someone was there to take it as medicine, an edible,
Yeah,
and technically it's an overdose. You're overdosing to the point where you're not getting it
yeah.
right with an edible. And it's
Uh,
very, very hard to portion out and control correctly.
yeah,
So
no, I get the aspect of it, but I was thinking more along the lines of if you made a chocolate bar with 10 squares, you averagely know what's roughly in
yeah,
each
yeah, exactly,
square.
that's how we work. We batch cook here, so we batch
Okay.
make things, and then it gets divided down. So we have an approximate of what's in each bar based on what was in there. I've never had any complaints so far. It seems
No.
to work. But
Yeah.
our approximation runs probably within about 10 mg.
It's not
It's
too bad.
Yeah, maybe a little bit less.
Yeah.
But again, it's all on how that's why we work with people, because everybody's different. We all break down things differently. You know, I
Yeah.
personally can have a square of fudge, and it will take 20 minutes to kick in. That's dependent
Yeah.
on what I've done in the day, what time of day it is, what I've already eaten throughout the day.
Yeah.
Someone else can take one. It might take them an hour and a half before they feel anything. That
Yeah.
is a
Yeah. Yeah.
complete difference in time. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, it's working alongside people, and I think if you grow that, you know, to a large UK medical market, that's you're going to lose that personal touch of working with someone.
Yeah, I do get that. I'm just surprised that what I mean. Why I say I'm surprised. I'm surprised that these big sort of pharmaceutical companies that are distributing the flour ain't
Yeah,
on the grind of the edibles, because it seems like a
I mean,
like,
it is a great thing, but it's also labour intensive. You've got to think for these companies. You know,
yeah,
you can either ship flour out and get it off a production line, or you can grow flour. Then you've got to either do it in house, and then you have to turn that either into butter. You're having to pay someone to do that. You're having to pay for packaging. You're having to pay for extra
yeah,
testing. So these things are all stumbling hurdles along the way, which I hope will get sorted out one day, because you know you only have to look at the American side of things. They seem to have things pretty nailed down over there, especially when it comes to edibles and cooking with cannabis. It's
but yeah,
incredible over there what they're doing.
exactly. It is weird how they seem to have it to a point now where you can just walk down every street on the high street's got a shop.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Which
it's
sells
mad.
edibles.
It's mad.
And
But
I'm just really
the
surprised
jobs
that
that
there
come with
isn't.
that,
Yeah. So
the
also
jobs
just
that
another
come with
question
that.
with regarding
Yeah.
the edibles. Um, I've totally forgotten that now. Ross, what was we saying? We were saying about the edibles in America with the shops.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so that's it. There you go. It come back. So is it just mainly sort of cakes and things, or have you tried sort of doing like cannabis experience dining? You know how you can have
So
sort of like
we
a
do.
roast dinner.
So I do that personally for friends.
Yeah,
So how it works is once every 3 months, I'll invite three of my friends around to my home.
yeah,
But they are not from the same friendship group, if that makes sense.
yeah, yeah,
The point of the evening is we come here, we have a three-course meal that I cook for everyone. And I'll, as an example, have my electrician friend that comes around who will be
yeah,
sat with an old chef friend who will be sat alongside someone that works in an office. Now, that's three
yeah,
different walks of life, but we all bond over one thing. I'll do us a three-course meal where the THC levels are measured out throughout the whole meal. I get to go a bit fancy. I get to cook things that I don't normally would normally cook. I get trial and error on those sorts of things. That's
yeah,
something that I would like to do in the future, and that's
yeah,
something that we are just about to roll out. So, as an exclusive here, I'll tell you, we're
yeah.
just waiting for some little honey pots to turn up, and
Oh,
we
right,
are going to
yeah.
be doing infused honey to send out to people, so you can start adding it to your food.
Wicked.
So you'll be able to, glaze your ham with it, or you can add it over to the top of a salad, put it in a cup of tea. All
Yeah,
those little things that you might want to do at home. You can have it on a bit of toast, whatever it may be. We'll start doing that. So
yeah,
you,
wicked, man.
you can do that with your friends. We looked
Yeah,
at doing butter as well. That's something that we'll probably look at doing now towards the end of the year once the temperatures start cooling.
just drop a bit.
The only like now we're starting to get into the warmer months. We run an autumn and winter menu and then a spring summer menu. So we're in the spring summer one at the moment. We
Yeah,
completely take off the majority of our gummy sweets throughout the summer months.
yeah,
Reason
because
for,
it's
yeah, they're just a ball ache. I don't know how Haribo do it. As a company, they must have a
a
lot of
secret recipe.
scientists, or they pack those sweets full of a lot of shit and preservatives, because it's very, very difficult to get
Yeah,
gummy sweets to stay in a firm position once the sun comes out.
yeah,
um,
I know, man.
and I don't want to be adding. We pride ourselves here. We don't add anything into any of our products to either
Right.
inflate the product size to get more out of it. We don't add any cutting agents. And just on a personal note, fuck anyone that does. First off,
Yeah.
that does that.
No, I get
They're
that, man.
assholes. But yeah, it's very important to us that we do a lot of trial and error here. basically, we have to master making a dish, or so we have to master making fudge before we then add anything into it, before we can then sell that on. So recently we've added
Yeah.
lollipops to our menu. I'm sick and tired of eating lollipops now because I make them up in batches of 10, 20. So it took me a day to master the sugar craft. I won't go
Did it?
into, well, just to let you know. So when you're making,
You can go into detail, bro.
candy,
You can go into detail.
um, so you have what's called a soft crack, a hard crack, and then a caramelization. This
Yeah.
happens in a 20 degrees range. So you'll go from a soft crack. If you then take that sugar off the heat, you have what's almost like moldable sugar, that it's still hard. You can still
Yeah.
bite into it, but you can play with it in your hands. Now you go
Right.
10 degrees up more, you have what's called a hard crack. So then you take that off, you pour it into your mold, and that's what a lollipop is. When you bite into it, you
Oh,
get that crack, that
yeah, yeah,
glassiness.
yeah.
You go up another 10 degrees more, it's caramelization. The sugars, start caramelizing. So you have such a short window to play in.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you
yeah.
get it right. And they switch very quickly. So you've got to invest in decent thermometers and things like this.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, practicing that. And I'm very lucky that I've got a lot of people, that I ever work with, that I can create these things without any cannabis in.
Yeah.
I can create lollipops and give them to people just for feedback personally. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
And use people as guinea pigs to make sure that the products themselves are good without any cannabis in first. Okay, right, we've nailed that down. We've made 100 lollipops. We've given them out. We've got feedback on taste. One of the first lots I made it with so much citric acid. So we were going for a real sour sweet, something that would blow
yeah,
your
yeah,
head off.
yeah.
I ended up cutting the inside. My mouth, started bleeding where I'd absolutely gone to town on this citric acid. Now, I need to make sure that's correct here before that
Yeah.
goes out to
Before.
anyone.
Yeah,
Which then
exactly,
that
man.
was a knock-on effect because my mouth was fucked for a few days after. Couldn't eat anything. Was struggling to drink. So yeah, it is a process to get these things right.
Yeah.
And especially time of the year matters, and also
Yeah.
people's eating habits as well. Chocolate
Of course.
sales go up throughout Christmas and Easter time. We make sure
Yeah.
we heavily focus on that. But the summertime, we lean quite more towards things like drinks. So we do like a THC infused syrup,
Yeah.
as such, which you can just add to some sparkling water. It tastes like a lilt. It's really nice.
To be fair, I've heard of them. I've never had one.
Yeah,
Never
so
ever had.
it's quite difficult to get across to people because they hear the word. I call it THC lean. Maybe that's the
Yeah.
wrong name to call it because a lot of people associate lean with what the rappers drink. With the, I'm not
Yeah.
even sure they're putting those real leans. They put some sort of medical drugs in them. They're not for me. They make you go a bit cuckoo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ours
Yeah.
is just we take we decarb our cannabis flower, and then we literally infuse it with juices, pineapple, etc., sugars, and just get it right, so that it's a nice thick consistency. It does smell of cannabis. It's quite you have to enjoy that cannabis flavor, and
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
why we
Yeah.
offer quite a few different things. So I know a lot of people that just don't like the smell or taste of cannabis, and that's why they come back here because we offer that product. But on the
You
flip
often.
side of that, I've got people that try our stuff. And I want they love the taste of cannabis from their cakes that they've had in the past, etc. So we try and offer a
Yeah.
bit of everything for everyone, and that's important
Because
for us.
you also do the vape as well, don't you? Because you sent
Yeah,
me a vape
so,
out,
yeah.
and
So
I
we do
think
vapes as well.
banana
That's
once you sent me. I think.
We started doing vapes. How long have we been doing that for? So that's something that was started actually when the page first come about. So the original person that had the page started doing vapes, and I do remember he did them with, I think he did it with resin at first. And when they went out, a few people had complaints that they were crystallizing inside the chamber.
Yeah.
So I sort of just got my head around of what was actually going on in that situation, and trying to
Yeah.
work out the science side of things. Found that it'd be a lot better if I used distillate when I sort of took over with it. Went round down the distillate route, because it's stripped back, it's odorless, it's tasteless, it's had its terpenes taken out, which means I can add terpenes back in,
Yeah.
and that way I can then adjust someone's high a lot better and taste a lot better. So now we just run with 3 different flavors. We run with a Skywalker OG,
Yeah.
very heavy for people that just want to relax in the evening and get a good night's sleep. And we run with a gas runts and a banana runts as well.
Yeah.
Every now and again, we do go different flavors. I have got a few customers that are flavor chasers, as I like to call them. They want to
Yeah.
try different things. But I feel those three strains, the gas, the banana, and the Skywalker OG, sort of cover what you need, whether you want something to puff on during the day and still get things done, or if you want something to
Yeah.
puff on and melt in your sofa.
Yeah.
And again,
Yeah.
they came from lockdown of people being stuck in their home and wanting to smoke, but not wanting the neighbours to smell it. You can probably hear my cat going nuts in the background.
So Mama just ran off as well. Must be they must know we don't.
I've got one of those bold Sphinx cats, and he's a handful at times when he's not getting attention, which is now because he's not getting attention. So he's meowing and pacing like a little shitbag. But hey, we'll let
It's
that
all
one
good.
slide. So going back to so vapes. So we offer a 0.5 mil, 500 milligrams, or 1,000 milligrams, and they're just a very easy, convenient way for people to have their medicine and smoke. And yeah, we really enjoy making them. You know, we enjoy working with people. It's taken a long time to get to the here he comes across the back of the sofa. Yeah, it's taken a long time to get that process right, and working with different hardware, etc. But yeah, we finally sort of have got that one sort of nailed down, and people enjoy them, which is good. And it's all made in house, which is we can't stress enough of how important that part is. That, you know, if you contact me for something, I'm going to make it. Yeah. So I'm not going to have to ring someone else up to get 10 things delivered to me to then resell to you. You know, if there's ever a wait for anything, you're waiting on hardware to be delivered. I spend the majority of my time waiting for the postman to deliver me stuff, and the rest of the time making stuff up. But yeah, the important thing is we know what goes into our vapes. Buying it from any other Joe blogs, you might not know. There was recently an article in High Times magazine about a lot of vapes going around with some dodgy stuff in. Again, those people that are cutting. I don't understand why people do it, but alas. So yeah, you're with us. You're paying for freshness. You're paying for, you know, that one-to-one experience you're going to get, where you know where your product's coming from. It's made in a, you know, the mad things are, right, is that I do a lot of things that my normal job has taught me to do at home. So like, when I'm making things up, I take temperature checks on things. I do deep cleans every night. We do regular equipment checks on things because it's drilled into me to do it as a day job. I treat this as a job as well. So I'm not compromising anyone's safety or, you know, or their health. They are important things to me. And I'm a very open, honest person as well with it. So, you know, we need to make sure everyone's looked after correctly, but it's done to our health, you know, a good health and safety standard as well. You know, we work with people that have allergies. We work with vegan people. As much as that crushes me in my normal job, because I love cooking, you know, those are things that we have to do. You know, people with dairy allergies, you know, people, when it comes to the gummy season, will swap out using gelatin for agar. Agar for those, you know, people that don't have gelatin in their diets. So, you know, it's very important to us that we have those basis parts down. And that's where we're lucky that we can fall back on 15 years of working in catering and hospitality that can help us through that compared to your average Joes.
It's wicked, man. It's all wicked. One last question for myself, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course, man. Far away.
One thing I'm really am interested on the menu is the big Lego man.
Yeah.
Big Lego man. Is that actually a big Lego man?
So it's basically this about half the size of a bottle of Coke. It's a big, it's pretty big. We stick 500 milligrams in that.
No, I saw that.
It's so we don't sell very many of them just because they're just they're a boff. They're pretty they're very strong. They're very, very strong. Everyone that has them, they come back to us. Oh, I had it. I was really, really high, and then I fell asleep for 13 hours. It's like, that's probably going to do it to you. You know, that's probably going to do it to you. Yeah, they are an intense high. Alongside the distillate caps that we make. So we were going to look into doing canner caps with sort of MCT oil and whatnot. We found just going raw distillate in a cap was more measurable. You sort of knew what you were getting with it. But again, one of those caps and you're done for 8 hours in a day. You don't need to be having, you know, all that
No.
dosage at once. It's so strong. But there are people that want it out there. You know, it's a nice gimmick to have on our menu to help for people to enjoy.
Yeah, man. So,
but they are very strong products. Very strong
wicked,
products.
man. So where would people find you? People will find you on the old Instagram.
Yep. So people find us over on Instagram. We are high_as_fudge.
Yep.
Come and give us a follow. Come and chat to us. We are happy to discuss anything with anybody. You can find us over on Telegram as well. So we have a Telegram page where we run a lot of deals. So we are very, I want to say generous. I run something called a flash crash, which is they can happen at any point of the day. They can happen once or twice a day. They might not happen one day. Basically, I'll decide that I want to drop the price on something and I'll give you an amazing deal on it. So yesterday we had a flash crash, which was 5 cookies, 3.5 grams of amnesia haze, and 2 packs of fudge, £100. Bosh, like straight in. Yeah, we just and it's just it's a one-time deal. You've got to have your notification turned on. We try to make it as fun as possible for people.
Of course, man. You got to.
So we tell people keep your notifications on, and those deals can sometimes go in a matter of seconds. People will see it pop up on their phone, and then they're texting me straight away. I feel really guilty when they go within like 3 or 4 seconds. I then put another one out later on in the day. But yeah, the world's fucking difficult enough, but everything's fucking expensive as it is. So if we can give back a little bit to someone, we run every now and again. We do raffles. So if you buy something, I'll put you in a raffle to win 200 quid's worth of goodies of in-store credit. We do refer a friend here. If you help us keep the lights on, we'll help you keep medicated, man. And that's
exactly,
it.
Man. Exactly. I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine.
Exactly that. And we make it fun for people. We run. I follow. The world markets quite a lot. So if the markets are dropping, my prices are going to drop. It's as simple as that. If there's a crash, we're going to have a crash. We're going to make it easy for everyone.
Exactly.
We're going to have some fun along the way. You're going to get what you need. And you're gonna be happy. You're gonna be happy, and that's we want that. We want to work personally with people. That's all we want. We want to make sure you're happy. We want to make sure you get what you need, and that's
you have a good life. And everyone has a good life. That's all we want.
Yeah, we all have a good life, and we can all make things together. And that's what I enjoy doing. It's just fun, man. It's fun. I mean, I reckon I'm probably gonna stay in the UK for a few more years, depending, life may change, whatever it may be. But I wouldn't mind heading out to America and sort of going down that route one day. Have
you thought about doing like cannabis or something like that?
These are things that we have been looking into, but again, I want to perfect everything. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist with some things. I think you need to be. So I want to make sure that we can crack everything out consistently. That's at a high level. I mean, as an example, the other day I made a batch of crumbly fudge that I completely undercooked. It was shit, so it doesn't go out to a customer. We advertise it as almost not damaged goods. It's still going to do the same thing. It's just not advertised on the tin. I've told you it's going to be crumbly fudge. It's not crumbly fudge. This one was a soft fudge. So I'll just let it go for cheap. You know what I mean? Like, if it's not up to my standards, it won't go out. So I'm still working on getting it to that 100% level. I'm always going to be for perfection. And working alongside people, that's what it's about.
And grow the community. That's all we're looking to do.
Growing the community is important as well, man. Growing the community is important because they're the backbone. They are the backbone. These people that not only do they spend their hard-earned money, but they also are looking for alternatives that the mainstream system can't give them at the moment. And the information is just not out there for everyone. You really have to do some digging. When we met in Amsterdam and we spoke, and you were showing me some things, especially like in and around the restrictive good licenses. That for me was, I came back with my
the
jaw
mind blowing.
dragging through Schiphol Airport because I still couldn't believe what I was told. Like,
Well, the thing is with me, so I've always said, if I knew that when I had left school at the age of 16, 18, whenever you leave school, I'd be a millionaire now.
Yeah,
Because my
100%.
passion and drive just for that plant alone is unreal. And if I knew it only would have cost me £25,000 and then £300 a year just to renew my license to be able to do it,
Crazy, isn't
I'd be
it?
rich right now.
Absolutely crazy, yeah. I do feel though, I hope, you know, I hope the UK sort of does change its ways. I don't think our government is naive in the slightest that's in place. So don't be surprised if it does ever become legal, there is a high monetary barrier. So I believe when it does go, you'll see something on the lines of what happens over in America. Of if you want to start a dispensary up, you need $750,000 in the bank minimum in order to do that. So
And then they won't let the bank take your money either, so you have to find somewhere to keep your money.
exactly that. Exactly. Yeah, it's going to be.
Yeah.
If it does go, yeah, if it does go down that legal route, don't expect it to be the market to be flooded straight away.
We could all,
It's going to be a high barrier to entry. High barrier.
we could all hope for the German way, couldn't we?
We could, yeah, we could. I mean, it's so frustrating every time you hear these, you know, these politicians going, there is no magic money tree. I mean, there is. I've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it with my own eyes, mate.
I've seen it with my own eyes. It does wonderful things, you know, even down to growing hemp plants. That does wonderful things, you know.
Exactly.
It's absolutely crazy, absolutely crazy. I think the gatekeepers are doing a great job in gatekeeping it, and that's not. I mean, that's not great for us, but they're doing what they need to do. I think they are behind the scenes putting in plans to make it legal, but by the time we all know about it, it's going to be a struggle for anyone to get into it.
The world's biggest secret is the UK has the most medical cannabis patients.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? It's mad.
And also it's only been legalized medically since 2018. And I speak to people now, and a lot of people go, "Really? Is it really medicated? That's not medical." Yeah, it is medical, mate. Now you got that. You're like, no, it's legitimate medical medicine.
I mean,
But
I
people,
I saw the pots that you brought over with your medicine in, and
yeah,
again, so this is for me. That was I've been smoking cannabis 20 odd years now. That for me was the first time I've ever seen a medical pot. Now, for anyone that thinks they don't exist, trust me, that is like getting a pot on subscription. It's no different. It tells you exactly what it's done on the tin. There's no gimmicky artwork to it. You know, there's no, you know, it is what it does. It does what it says on the tin. It is medicine at the end of the day. I think a lot of people are shocked that they don't know a lot about it. I think.
But then there's people out there suffering who are on your man-made medicines, your tremodols, your naproxens, all these, and even your palliative care treatments. There's all these people that are on these man-made medicines when we've had the medicine for the last 2,000 years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like it's been there. Do you know what I mean? Just
I think
just let people know that it's available.
I guess in the long run, Big Pharma doesn't want people growing their own medicine. That's a big down for Big Pharma at the end of the day. If I can grow in my back garden my own medicine to last me a year, then, you know, what do Big Pharma need out of me? You know, it'll be a struggle for them.
There needs to be more info. Hence, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to just give people a platform to tell their story and just to promote it to the community. Like I've got a 7-year-old daughter. I was gonna say I've got a 7-year-old daughter now who is more aware of medical cannabis and medicine. I.e., for example, she tells people off for smoking cigarettes. Says that's going to kill you. You can't have that. She's 7. She even tells my nan, who's still smoking now at 84. She still tells my nan, you can't have that cigarette. It's bad. Well, your dad smokes. No, he smokes medicine. do you know what I mean? She's already aware that what I do is different to what everyone else does, and that's what my aim is. The generation below us is already messed up. The generation below that's messed up. I'm trying to change the next generation to just be socially aware of it. Not if someone goes, that's cannabis, don't go, oh, they're a druggie. Go, oh, well, they're just taking a medicine. They're cool, man. Leave them alone. Like you need that change. And I was going to say the older generation.
I completely agree. I completely agree with you. However, I feel a lot of things will need to change, and mainly that's press and media, because for every 100 great stories where someone's using medicine to help them either with their anxiety, with their skin problems, with their aches and pains, whatever it may be, they will focus on the one story that is negative, because that's all the media does here.
Oh,
Watching the news is depressing. I can't remember the last time I saw something positive.
You know what? Last time I watched the news was 2019 when Jeremy Corbyn lost the election.
That was the last time. I mean, yeah, fair. You're not missing out on anything.
I was on Facebook. I was on Facebook. I didn't watch the news, any news channels again after that, mate. Even through COVID, I couldn't be bothered with it all.
No, yeah, it's just fucking. It's just so depressing.
It's depressing.
It's depressing, but it's also, it's like, I just don't understand why they feed the negativity into everyone with just consistently just giving us shit. I know bad stuff happens in the world. We should be aware of it. We should be aware of the good shit. There's so much good stuff that's going on in the world. All you got to do is open your eyes up and you see it. There's plenty of it.
But there's never any good news on the news, is there?
No, there's never any good news on the news. It's
never ever hit. And they try to do that little segment at the end, don't they, where they go, oh, look, here's a 30-second clip of someone being happy and winning something. It's like, mate, who cares? Like, you just made me depressed. You just told me we're going to World War III.
Yeah, for 20 minutes, you've just rammed negativity down my throat, and you're hoping that I'm going to get that back within the last 2 minutes. It's not going to work.
Do you know what? Just leave me alone. Let me live in my bubble. That's what I ask, really.
Exactly. But I will say you're doing a great job in what you're doing, man. I mean, spreading the information out there for people. When we met, you sent me over YouTube. I gave it a watch the fucking night I come home, stuck it straight on the big screen.
Yeah. To be fair, brother, so I suffer with like anxiety, right? So I'm really good when I get going into it, but it's the getting going into it. Does that make sense? But then as soon as I mention the word cannabis, I go, blah, 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 it just disappears. Like it's like
man. Whenever you're passionate about a subject, you can talk about it forever and ever. Like, because you feel it here, you feel it in your heart. That's the important part. And some people think, I know that they see me as someone that I either smoke or make edibles and whatnot, and they sort of pigeonhole you into that. Oh, you're a drug dealer, and it's like no. This plant does so many wonderful things for people, and has so many medicinal properties that it's hard to ignore. Like, and then you ask them what they're passionate about, and they're not passionate about anything, and it's just like, cool. So you're having a go at me for being passionate about something,
Yeah.
And I get more passionate about the sciencey side of it all. I love. So like lately, I've been trying quite hard to get a lot more CBN into some of my products, only to help me personally. Yeah. And that's just a personal thing with sleep, just so I can knock myself out a little bit better. So trying to, that process for me is, I find that fucking fun, because it's like going back to school and doing science all over again. I've got a cupboard over there full of beakers and jars and thermometers and Bunsen burners and things like that, and that's what I enjoy doing. I didn't thought about it. I did get taught it in school, but I didn't have a passion for it in school. And then as I've got older, I found the passion for it, and that's what I enjoy doing. It's creating, making, and experimenting. And sometimes it goes really, really right. Sometimes it goes really, really wrong. But that's how it works. That's the way the world works.
That's how we learn in life. Unfortunately, that's how we learn.
Yeah. I've got to ask. I had a question for yourself.
Brother.
And this is one I ask quite a few of my friends. If you could only ever smoke one strain for the rest of your life, as of tomorrow, what would it be and why?
Oh, if I could only smoke one strain, what would it be? I would pick Big Buddha cheese.
Yeah. Okay.
Big Buddha cheese. For one reason, and the reason why. One, because I absolutely love cheese. Because cheese stinks.
It does.
I mean, it stinks. I love the fact that it stinks. Like, I love the fact that you'll be walking through somewhere and someone goes, "Fuck me, he stinks." It's like, yeah, man, I've got cheese in my pocket. Yeah, I stink. Like you just and that, and then also a great story was in Amsterdam in the Jolly Joker where we met, where my wife, I popped in for very first time out there, popped in there to grab a pre-roll first time, and got a big bud of cheese. And my wife got approached by someone to ask if she wanted to work in a window. And
Jesus Christ.
she was pregnant with our daughter at the time, because I smoked half of the big bud of cheese. I went outside, this geezer ran away. She said, "Are you going to chase him?" I said, "Why?" She told me. I said, "My legs don't work." And that was it, mate. That was it. My legs didn't work, and I was done. I was done.
Fair,
But
fair.
yeah, so yeah, it'd be big Buddha cheese.
Good bit of cheese.
Um,
Fair.
just because
Okay,
yeah, I've got a great story for it, and it stinks. It
fair.
proper stinks.
I like that. I like that.
What was yours? Steve? Just to
Um,
fire it back at you.
you know what? Mine would be, and it's one I always go back to if it's available. It's going to sound so basic, but it's Super Silver Haze. There is something about Super Silver and that smell. I don't know if it's something that I had when I was young and that smell was locked in, um, but I can sniff it out from. I'm like Scooby Doo. If I can, I'm like, oh, like a little meerkat. Like, what is going on? I can smell it. I can smell it. It's like my calling card. I swear. Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be Super Silver or maybe Gorilla Glue. But I find Gorilla Glue can be pretty hit and miss sometimes. I think I was unfortunate to have a very, 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 very good batch once, and that set me up for depressing times ever since then because it's never matched up to this one time that I had this great bud that had come out of nowhere.
And I know the feeling, my friend. Mine similar was lemon skunk.
Oh,
Did you know
lovely,
the old Captain Lemon,
lovely.
like the old lemon?
Do you know what? Right, I love anything with lemon, mainly because the limonene terpene is, and just explaining to that to people of like, it's the same thing that you will find in like freshly cut grass and citrus fruit. It's that real fresh, zingy. Just it's a beautiful, beautiful smell. You know, it's
Yeah,
even used as disinfectants and flash and stuff like that. They'll have limonene in it just to give it that beautiful. And it is my favorite terp of them all. It's a beautiful smell, and I love it.
yeah. So you say it's also saying like the silver haze. You would
Yeah.
love the high silver on the medical at the moment.
Okay.
So that is super silver haze crossed with what is it? Super silver haze crossed with Northern Lights.
Okay. Lovely. Nice. Nice.
But it's more silver haze than Northern Lights. Does that make sense?
Yeah. 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 Nice.
But that's one of the sativas on the medical at the moment, and I've got a bit of Della Haze at the moment
Beautiful.
that I'm smoking on, which is quite nice. That's lemon skunk crossed with mango.
Beautiful. So we currently where I only work with one person, so he's actually going through a bunch of just amnesia haze at the moment, which is very
Yeah,
old school for us. But it's such a lovely smell to this bud that so I'd been when you met me in Amsterdam, that is probably the first time that I've been smoking cannabis properly again for about 2.5 years. I've been sticking to vapes and for edibles. And now, ever since that, I've been back on the slippery slope of smoking the flower again, which, yeah, I need to sort of edge my way back out. But that's mainly because I just enjoy playing sports now. But yeah, it's. Oh, by the way, when are you heading back out to Amsterdam?
I'm back out in Amsterdam on the 21st of June. No, sorry, 19th of June.
Oh, what day is that?
That's a Wednesday. But
Uh,
wait there.
go on.
I'm there. I'm in Dam until the 21st of June, and then on the 22nd, I'm going down to Germany, and then I'm coming back up to Dam on the 24th.
Do you know what? Right, I think we may meet because I am in Amsterdam. Well, I'm going. Where am I going? I'm going to Zandvoort actually.
Yeah.
I've got a friend that's DJing at a festival. So
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just heading out for the day. He's going to play, and then I'm going to shoot home on a Friday. But I think we're going to cross paths. So
Yeah,
I
we'll
will.
definitely cross paths, brother.
I'll give you a text in a bit. I'll just double confirm those dates.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, I'm only going out there on the Wednesday because I want to do that puff paint in the fairy house
With Dank by Graham, is it?
with the dam in the ground. Yeah, in the
Yeah, that's
Joker,
Hand the
them
Grab.
guys.
Sorry, yeah, that's yeah.
I want to
I've
go and
seen
do
that
that.
advertised.
But
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
that's only on
It looks pretty
Wednesday.
cool.
It
Yeah,
was wicked, man. It
I
was
know it's a
wicked. But
Thursday.
the
I'm
thing is,
heading
again,
out. Sorry, mate. Go on.
yeah. No, you
Yeah,
said it's Thursday. You're traveling up.
yeah, it's Thursday. Because he's playing the festival's Thursday to
Oh,
Sunday. And he's playing on the Thursday, so I need to actually fucking book a flight in a minute. So yeah, depending on
we would definitely cross paths.
Yeah, yeah, because
Yeah, we're definitely
I'll
cross
get
paths.
there early doors again. So I'll pop there. Yeah, we'll sort that out anyway, and then I'll take a little trip down to Damp Green Coffee Shop and sit in there and enjoy
Yeah,
life
man.
like we did last time, which was really good.
Enjoy life once again, brother. Yeah, it's wicked in there, man.
Oh, it's
So
brilliant.
anyway, so I'm
Exactly.
going to sign this off, brother. Unless you've got anything else to say.
No, brother, it's been really good. It's been great having a chat with you. What I'll do, mate, is I'm going to pop to the post office in a minute. I've got a couple of bars of fudge. I'll pop them in the post for you.
Oh, wicked.
Give one to Liz. You can have one as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, just enjoy the goodies. You're not allergic to peanuts, are you? No.
Not
Cool.
allergic to nothing, brother.
Oh,
Only the wife.
I'll get you a Reese's peanut butter one sent up and a salted
Sweet,
caramel
brother.
fudge sent up.
Sweet.
I'm not a
So
problem
yeah,
whatsoever.
I'm just gonna whack this off, and so yeah. So thanks, Mr. Fudge. I'll link your details in the description, and yeah, be sure to go over there, follow him on the Instagram, check out the Telegram menu, refer me. I might even get a little bit of a voucher. There's a bit of
Mate,
store credit going.
I tell you what, anyone that says Saucy Whiff sent them, I'll give you 20% off your order. Done.
Oh, look, there you go. You've got a nice little saucy whiff still there for everybody. So thank you again, Mr. Fudge. You want to
You're
say
more than
thank you,
welcome.
everyone.
Stay
And
blessed,
we'll catch up
stay
soon.
high. Peace and
See you.
blessings
Bye-bye.
to everyone. Thank you.